All right, good afternoon, everyone. So today I am going to explain the exercises that I gave you, 6.1, 6.2. Now, before I start, let me tell you something about these exercises. Um, Now, in modern teaching and in modern methodologies of teaching, it is better to give the exercises to students first and let them answer the exercises, and then you go over these exercises and answer the questions to students. So simply, you don't answer the questions and then give them the homework, but you give them the homework, and after they do it, you answer the questions. And that's what I'm doing now. Now, you did the exercise, and some of you get it right, some of you get it wrong, but that's fine. We are learning, and all I want you to do is to try and to try to listen and do the exercises. So the class is a pronunciation and speech. Okay, go to page number 19. Page number 19. Exercise 1.6.1 and 6.2, and then we will move to the next exercise or the next chapter, which talks about consonant cluster at the beginning of the words. All right, so listen to these statements as many times as you need. First, you will hear from them. Sit slowly, carefully, and then at more normal speed for conversation. Indicate the difference you hear in the conversation version. So we have three sentences spoken in different ways. One is slow and the other one is fast. We will listen to both conversations, and we will try to locate the differences between the first conversation and the second conversation. So I'm going to look for the video, which is A number 19. We listen to it and we will discuss it, okay? Listen carefully.
6.1. Example. You couldn't give me a lift, could you? You couldn't give me a lift, could you?
So look at the first and the second example. The first example, it is read as, as in a normal way. You couldn't give me a lift, could you? Now, when it's read in a fast way, as you couldn't, you couldn't, you couldn't, you couldn't, and then the V in the verb give is pronounced as B. Why? Because it is followed by it's followed by ma. So it's read like this. You couldn't give me, you couldn't give me, you couldn't give me a lift, a lift. And now the T in the word lift is missed out. So it is read like this. You couldn't give me a lift. You couldn't give me a lift. And the last one is could you, could you. So whenever you have the D followed by the ya, or the G is followed by the ya, is pronounced as ja. So could you is pronounced as could you, could you.
You couldn't give me a lift, could you?
So you couldn't give me a lift, could you? Okay, so go to the next one and pay attention to it.
1. Has he been to see you since Saturday? Has he been to see you since Saturday?
So the second example here, now if you read the first sentence, has he been to see you since Saturday? That's the way we read it, right? And that's the way we say it in general. But when you say it in a more normal speed, then you have to miss out some letters and you have to soften some letters. So the speaker read, for example, has he been, he read it as Zeben, Zeben. So he read it as Zeben, Zeben. Zeben to see you, Zeben to see you. Since Saturday, it is read as since Saturday, since Saturday. Instead of saying since Saturday, since Saturday. So let me try reading it. Zeben to see you, since Saturday. Zeben to see you, since Saturday. So you see how you is read as yeah, yeah. And since Saturday, it's read as since Saturday, since Saturday. So the sentence goes as Sie been to see you, since Saturday. Okay, so the next example.
2. I asked her for the best tickets they'd got left. I asked her for the best tickets they got left.
All right, so the asked her. So simply the K and the H are missed out. So instead of saying asked, he said us, and then her, it is transformed as asked her, asked her, asked her. I asked her for the best. Now the best, the T is missed out. So the T in the word best is missed out or is deleted. So he said, I asked her for the best tickets, for the best tickets, for the best tickets. Why the T is missed out here? It is missed out because the next word is followed, it starts with the T here, tickets. The T is ticket, okay? So he said, I asked her for the best ticket. And then they'd got left. They'd, the D is missed out, so they read it, I asked her for the best ticket they got. They got. Now, the T here is a glottal stop. They don't say got, they say they got. Like, do you remember when we discussed the word what? We say what, or matter, what's matter? So this is, it's called the glottal stop. So got, I've got, left. Okay, so look at the example. Now I'll read it quickly. I asked her for the best tickets they got left. Listen to the speaker here.
I asked her for the best tickets they got left. 3.
Do you?
Now the next example, listen to the next example. Number 3. Do you mind moving along? We read do you as j. Do you mind? Do you mind? Okay, Gia. So like, you know, there is the instead of do you, Gia. Moving. Do you mind moving? You see that? Do you mind moving? Do you mind moving? Do you mind moving along a bit? Do you mind moving along a bit? And the last word is bit. The T is pronounced as glottal stop. So simply glottal stop is like, يعني بالعربي زي الهمزة. زي نقول و بit, a bit, got, bit. That's like a hamza. The T is not pronounced, it's pronounced as hamza. It's a glottal stop. So let me read it again. Do you mind moving along a bit? Do you mind moving along a bit? Do you mind moving along a bit? You see that now do you is pronounced as G. And mind moving is pronounced as mind moving. Along a bit, bit is pronounced as bit without T. The T is pronounced as a glottal stop, or as we call it in Arabic, al-hamza. Now the next exercise, okay, so it's 6.2. Let's read it and look at the examples here.
6.2.
Okay.
1. Rick doesn't take one bit of interest.
So here what we need to do is to listen to these conversations as many times as you need and fill in the spaces. How is the pronunciation of each word, of each missing word, different from its slow form? So simply here we have, you know, blank spaces, and we have to fill in the blank spaces. Okay, I'll start from the beginning now.
6.2. 1. Rick doesn't take one bit of interest. He neglects her. Rick doesn't take one bit of interest. He neglects her.
That sounds terrible. Why does he do that?
Maybe he's jealous because she's doing so well.
Okay, so now the next question, which is 6.2, it reads as Rick doesn't take one a bit of interest. He neglect her. Now, if you look at the two blank spaces, the first two blank spaces, he neglects her. He neglects her, but the speaker reads it as neglect her, neglect her. So simply he drops or misses out the T and misses out the H. So he neglect her, he neglect her, he neglects her. Okay, so there's no T here. Now the next one, that sound terrible. So the D is no longer there. Instead of saying sounds, he says, or she says, sounds, sounds. That sounds terrible. Now the next one, why does he do that? Why does he do that? Now the speaker read it as, why does he? Why does he? You remember, like, does he is read as Z, Z. Why does he do that? Why does he do that? And then the answer is maybe he is jealous because she's doing so well. Now, instead of saying maybe he is jealous because she's doing so well, he says maybe he's jealous. So he is or he's is pronounced as S. Maybe he's jealous. Maybe he's jealous. You see, like, no H, no E. Maybe he's jealous. Because is pronounced as cause. Maybe he's jealous because she's cause, not because. So the B is dropped out or missed out. Maybe he's jealous. Maybe he's jealous because she's watching. Always the D is the G. Sorry, is missed out, or we do not pronounce it because it's ing. So when you pronounce ing, there is no G in it. So I'm playing, I'm running, I'm swimming, I'm doing. Not I am running, I'm doing, I'm swimming, I'm whatever. Now the next one is, listen carefully.
2.
Do you know who's coming?
Everyone said Kathy.
What time will they be here?
About 6. 3.
Are you coming out?
Okay, so the second one is, do you know who's coming? Do you know who's coming? Now 2, do you know who's coming? Now, do you, if you remember in the previous example, when we find do you, we read it as J. Gino's coming. Gino's coming. Now, Gino's coming is just, the J and with the schwa. Gino's coming. Gino, instead of do you, Gino. Gino's coming. Now, who is coming? Who is pronounced as who's. Gino's coming. Gino's coming. And B, he says, everyone's set. Kathy. So all the word except, is missed out except 2 letters. The CEP, SEP. Everyone is SEP, Kathy. Everyone is SEP, Kathy. So simply the E, the X are dropped out, and the T is dropped out too. So everyone's SEP, Kathy. A, what time will they be there? What time will they be there? See, so the word of the modal well is pronounced as L. What time will they be there? What time will they be there? And the next we have B, about 6. Now all the time we read about as about, but in fact the A is pronounced as schwa. And here in this example is dropped out. So if the A is no 3, please pay attention to number 3.
3.
Are you coming out for a walk?
Okay. I'll just get my coat.
And your hat? And you'll need your gloves too.
So the lady in number 3 asking, are you coming out for a walk? Are you coming out for a walk? Now, are you is pronounced as aya. Are you coming out? Are you coming out? Are you coming out? See that? Not are you. Aya. Are you coming out? Are you coming out for a walk? Are you coming out for a walk? So are you is pronounced as aya. Listen again, aya.
I'll just get my coat.
And your hat?
3.
Are you coming out? Are you coming out for a walk?
See, she said, are you coming out for walk? Are you coming out for walk? So instead of saying are you, and then for, it's pronounced as for. Are you coming out for walk? Are you coming out for walk? Okay, B, okay, I'll just get my coat. It's read as okay, I'll just. So instead of saying just, they say I'll just. And then get, it's read as get without the T. So here, okay, I'll just without T, just without T. Okay, I'll just get without T. And the T is pronounced as B. Okay, look at how I read it. Okay, I'll just give my coat. I'll just give my coat. I'll just give my coat. Listen again. I'll just give my coat. So the T is transformed.
Out for a walk.
Okay, I'll just get my coat.
I'll just give my coat. You see that? I'll just give my coat. I'll just give my coat. Okay. And the last one, and your hat, and you'll need your gloves too. And your hat, and you'll need your gloves too. Now, and your is read as, the speaker read it as Anja. And you will need your gloves too. And you will need your gloves too is read as Angel. So Angel need. Now need your is read as Nija. Angel need ya. You gloves and you gloves too. Now look how the speaker read it.
And your hat. And you'll need your gloves too.
And you'll need your gloves too. And you'll need your gloves too. You see that? And you'll need your gloves too. And you'll need your gloves too. And your hat. And you need your gloves too. So again, and your is read Anja, and you is read as Angel. Question number 1 and question number 2. So most importantly, I want you in question number 2 to be able to fill in the blank spaces with the correct answers. Not only the pronunciation, but the correct answer. So if you know what they say, then you are doing a good job. Now the next exercise, which is okay, is page number what? Page number 19, 20. Page number 20. Play, grow, splash, consonant clusters at the beginning of the word. So here, what do we mean by consonant clusters? Now, if you remember, I send you a link that explains what consonant clusters are, and also I send you a YouTube explaining what we mean by consonant clusters. I think it's very easy, and if you read and listen to the YouTube that I sent you, it will be very understandable. Now, consonant clusters simply, it talks about when we have two consonants come together in a single word. Look at the 3 words at the top. We have play, grow, and splash. Here, how many consonants we have at the beginning of the word? We have the P and the L. So these are consonant clusters because they are 2 consonants or the combination of 2 consonants at the beginning of the word. The same thing with the grow. We have the G and we have the R. So grow is also a consonant cluster. And the last word is splash. We have the S and we have the P and we have the L. Now, consonant clusters can be of 2 consonants or 3 consonants. So it varies. Sometimes you have 2 consonants and sometimes you have 3 consonants. And we will take different examples here. Now, in the next exercise, we have the first one is am. Now, there's no consonant cluster. Ram, there's no consonant cluster. But then the next word, gram, is a consonant cluster because we have the K and the Ra, right? The sound K and the sound Ra. And then we have scram. Scram, we have 3 consonant cluster. We have the Sa, we have the Ka, and we have the Ra, scram. Now, why do we teach you consonant clusters? Simply, consonant clusters is very important because we have some students who have difficulty pronouncing them. For example, the word play. Some students read it or say it as belay, or grow, giro, or splash, splash. Some people read splash as splash. Why they say splash? Because they have to train themselves on the consonant clusters. Now here we have a chart where you have possible consonant clusters, two consonant clusters. So we have the ra, we have the w. By the way, the w and the y are consonants, not vowels. Most of the time, sometimes they consider it as vowels, but most of the time the w and the y are uh, are consonants. So we have the la, the ra, and the w, and the ba, the da, the ja, the ma, the na, the fa, the va, the fa, the cha, and the h or the ha. Okay. Now look, the word play, play, play. Where's the consonant cluster here? We have the p and the l. Pray, pray, pray. The p and r. Pure, pure, pure. We have the p and u. Pew, pew, pew. You see that? So the pure. Okay. The next one. Trip, trip, trip. Now the tr are the consonant clusters. Twins, twins, twins. The t and the wa, the w here. Twins, twins is the consonant cluster. Now tube, tube, tube. Now again, consonant clusters in terms of consonants here, not in terms of letters. Now one student may say, okay, but the T is a consonant, but the U is a vowel. Yes, it is a vowel in terms of the letters, but it's a consonant in terms of what? In terms of the pronunciation, because you read it as Q, Q, Q. And now the U here is pronounced as consonant. Okay. Now Q, the same, sorry, class, class. Now, if you remember why the Egyptians read the word class as kilas, kilas, because they have problem with consonant clusters. They have to read it as class, 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 cry, cry, qui, 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 q, q, q. Okay, so simply here we have the consonant clusters. The next one, black, black. Now, other students, they read it as bilak, bilak, or balak, balak. Brown, brown, br. Bew, bew, bew. The b and u, bew. Now, if in the phonetic transcription, the u is like, you know, the consonant in phonetic transcription is written as j. Now, the j here and the w are considered consonants. That's why, you know, it's a consonant cluster. Again, drop, drop, the dr. Dwell, dwell, the dw. Dew, dew, the d and, you know, the y or the j in the phonetic transcription. And again, we have music, music, music. News, 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 news. Fly, fly, fry, fr, fry. Few, fy, few, few, or the sound j, few. Now we have the same thing, view, view. Now three, the fa with the r, the fa with the r, three. And we have the sh with the r, shrink, shrink. Now chirink, it's shrink, shrink, shrink. And the last one is huge, huge, huge. Okay, so and then we have this circle of the consonant cluster with the sa sound. So we have slow, swim, spot, star, sky, smile, snow, sphere. Not sphere, not slow, not swim, not subot, not smile. It's smile, smile, star, sky. Okay, so again, you have to practice and practice until you do a good job in this. Now, the examples that we mentioned before are all two consonant clusters. But do we have three consonant clusters? The answer is yes. Look here. We have on the right side, on the left side, on the vertical sides, we have the la, we have the ra, and we have the wa, and we have the u, or is it the ya? We pronounce it. Okay, it's the y. So we have And then in the horizontal, we have the SB, we have the ST, and the SK. So look at the word splash, splash, the SPL, splash, splash. Now, if you practice it, if you cannot, or if you don't know how to pronounce it, you have to practice this word. Not splash, not splash, it's splash, splash. Spray, spray, not spray, not spray. There is no vowel between S and P. Spray, spray. Straw, straw. Stew, stew. Scream, scream. Squeak, squeak. Skewer, skewer. Skewer, squeak, skewer. Okay, I think this is enough, and you have the clips and the recordings for these exercises, so please go over them and practice them by yourself. Note, some consonant clusters marked in A and B are used in a few uncommon words. For example, schwa, the name of the sound and people's names. Now look at some of these notes that we have here. In order to be understood clearly, you should avoid changing a consonant in a cluster to a different consonant. So simply, if you change the pronunciation of the consonant clusters, people will misunderstand you. So in order to avoid misunderstanding, read the word as they are pronounced. Don't read kilas, it is class. Don't read tirab, it's trip. Don't read crime, it's crime. And don't read attempted, it's attempt. Okay, look, this is the first note. Avoid changing a consonant cluster to a different consonant. For example, saying present for pleasant, or saying Q for crew. So some people say, instead of saying present, they say pleasant, pleasant, pleasant. And this, I think this is the Chinese, the ra sound in China, they transform it into the la. Pleasant instead of saying present. And some people, instead of saying Q, they say ku, ku, like crew. And this is wrong. Avoid leaving out one of the consonant sounds. For example, saying problem for problem, problem. Now here they drop the ra. Now if you drop the ra here, it's wrong because it's a consonant cluster. The PR is a consonant cluster. You cannot drop the R. You cannot say problem, problem. You have to say problem, problem. Or saying foo for few. Okay, you have to say few, not foo. Not, we don't have foo students. We have few students. Okay. Now if you, because the FU, is the consonant cluster. Avoid adding extra vowel between consonants. And this is, I think, common in Arabic and Egyptian in particular. For example, they say tiwen instead of twen, twen. Or saying feri instead of free. So someone say, okay, I need a feri meal. I need a feri lesson. Not a feri, it's free, free. Or someone say, I need a twin bed. No, you need twin, not twin. The last one, avoid adding an extra vowel at the beginning of the word. For example, saying stop for stop, or saying scream for scream. So some people do that thing. Instead of saying stop, they say stop. Or instead of saying scream, they say scream, scream. So pay attention to these notes. Now, why I ask you in the test to do this, or sorry, in the homework to pay attention to these notes, because they are very important in consonant clusters. Okay, I think this is enough for today. Now, I hope this explanation, clarifies some of the points that you need clarifications. Please watch this video and benefit from what I discussed. I think this week we will not give you a homework. I will not give you a homework. The only thing that you need to do is to just watch this class and say I watched it in the comments below. Okay, just comment on this video and say I watched it, and that's enough, because I know that you have many classes and I want you to have some free time to pay attention to other classes. So thank you very much and have a wonderful day.